Welcome to Back School Night. This is Precalculus. I'm Mr. Hartman. So these are some of the tools that we use to go through the Precalculus material. I have YouTube videos for each of the lessons so they can watch those lessons. They were supposed to watch them before they come to class so that we're ready to discuss and do some practice on those. Also, the nice thing about the videos, if there's something that they didn't quite get, they can go back and re-watch those. Also, there's some supplemental videos that if anyone has any question about, it's like, hey, I didn't quite get that, could I get something else? There's some other videos that are generally really well done that I can provide a student if they're interested. We do most of our assignments through Webassign. It's a digital platform for Cengage, which is our textbook publisher. And the nice thing about doing the assignments there is it gives the students immediate feedback. So as they're doing the problem and they submit each problem individually, it'll say, yeah, check mark, you got that one right, or no, you didn't get that right. And for most assignments, and I'll let them know if it's not the case, but for most assignments, they get 5 tries on each problem during the assignment. Now as we get to the test, because the tests are also on the same platform, on the test they don't get the feedback, so it's not telling them if they got it right or wrong until after it's due and all that, and they get 2 tries per problem on the tests. We're going to do some graphing, so having graph paper handy is not a bad idea. And then Desmos as a graphing utility, both on phone and on Chromebook, can be really helpful in kind of looking at things. When they're doing the Webassign assignments and tests, they are allowed to use the Desmos resources that are available on their Chromebook through the Desmos.com site, and they can use that as a tool to be able to help them along on assignments and tests. Graphing calculator, highly recommended. The course is designed to be using a graphing calculator, especially if they decide that they're going to progress on to any kind of a calculus or even a high-level statistics class like an AP statistics or a college statistics. They're pretty much standard operating procedures in those courses. So Texas Instruments, really kind of my recommendation. The TI-84 Plus is a really solid, not too extravagant, but still pretty pricey calculator. You start using those in Chapter 2. I do have loaners, but that's just for in-class use. So if you don't have their own, they would kind of be limited to Desmos.com at home. But also, when we're doing quizzes in class where they're not allowed to use Chromebooks and internet materials, some of those are designed to be using graphing calculators. So they'll have to be able to know how to do it. We'll practice on that content in class. But again, if they have their own, they're going to be more comfortable and they're going to do better. This is a flipped class, so they're going to learn the content through the videos before we come to class. We spend most of the class period doing practice problems, making sure they understand what are the focus of each of those lessons, and then they get to work on the assignments in class and therefore get assistance and help with any of the problems instead of just going home and then struggling there and not having the help. Very standard COVID precautions that we're taking. There are hand sanitizing options in class. Pretty much students are going to remain in the same seat for the entire term. Masks are required to be worn, covering nose and mouth, and masks are provided if they don't have one. If they're not feeling well, keep them home. If they test positive for COVID, keep them home. They can, because of all the digital resources, they can stay up to date from home because of watching the videos and the digital platform of Webassign, just doing the assignments and staying current. There's no reason that they should even fall behind, even from home. Grade breakdown, so those Webassign assignments, 10% also buried into that assignment category, as that's just practice, trying to get ready for quizzes and tests. For most days, we'll do daily classwork. classwork is out of the book. They can keep their own book at home. I have a class set here. So they're going to do written problems that are going to be like their quizzes. So the quizzes are written, not digital. And that's going to be worth 20%. I do drop their one lowest quiz each term. They have to be here. There are no makeups on quizzes unless they've already missed one, because if they missed their first one, that just goes down as their dropped quiz. No dropped tests. Tests kind of mimic the assignments, which are in Webassign. And then the final exam is also a Webassign platform there, and that's 25%. Assignments are daily. Everything is available online. There's really no reason for late work. Regular scheduled assessments. Keys to assignments and tests done through Webassign are available immediately after the deadline. So they can go back in, check, I missed that one, what was the answer? Same thing on a test, I didn't get that right, what was the correct answer? And they can ask in class about any that still confuses them. Contact information, easiest, just direct email. You can use the parent view, but direct email is probably the easiest way, which is right there. Where do they go if they need to get some help? And that could definitely happen. D210, my room before school. I can answer questions there. Some days after school. Right now it's mostly Fridays. And then after school, Monday through Thursday, there is a homework help center in D108 that runs for an hour after school. So those are all some options. Hope that was informative. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a good evening.